The biggest lie you've ever been told about money is that you need it before you can make it. That belief has kept millions of people trapped for decades. But some of the world's most successful entrepreneurs started with almost nothing, and they all discovered the same principle that turned opportunity into wealth. In this video, I'll show you how to make money without having money to invest, even if you're living paycheck to paycheck or starting from absolute zero. And once you hear this story, you'll never think about money the same way again. I'm Alexander Reed, and for years I believed the only way to make more money was to save more, work longer hours, or somehow come up with money I didn't have. I watched opportunities pass me by because I kept telling myself, maybe someday. Then I discovered that wealth isn't built by the people with the most money. It's built by the people who know how to create value first. That one shift completely changed how I think about money, and now I want to share those lessons, so you don't waste years believing the same myth I did. Here's something I've noticed over the years. When people say they want to make more money, what they're usually saying is, if only I had money first. But what if that's backwards? What if money isn't the starting point? What if value is? Let me tell you a story that illustrates this better than any business book ever could. Peter was just 16 years old. A few months earlier, his father had died in a mining accident, leaving Peter, his mother, and his younger sister struggling just to get through another day. Food was running out, jobs were impossible to find, and every door he knocked on seemed to close before he could even explain why he was there. Now imagine being 16 years old and feeling like you're responsible for keeping your family alive. That's a level of pressure most people never experience. And here's what makes this story so interesting. Peter didn't have savings, he didn't have investors, he didn't have wealthy relatives, he didn't even have a job. All he had was something most people completely overlook: knowledge. His father loved to cook. Long before Peter ever worried about money, he spent evenings standing beside his father in the kitchen, learning how to transform ordinary vegetables into incredible meals. At the time, it probably didn't seem important. It was just time spent with his dad. But sometimes the skills you learn long before you need them become the very thing that changes your life. Have you ever noticed that? The things that seem insignificant today often become your greatest advantage years later. One sleepless night, Peter wandered through town. Behind a grocery store, he noticed piles of vegetables waiting to be thrown away. They weren't perfect. Some were bruised, some were wilted, some had been ignored simply because they didn't look good enough to sell. Most people would have walked right past them. Peter didn't. Because he remembered something his father once taught him. Good ingredients don't have to be perfect. They just have to be treated with care. And that's the first lesson I want you to remember. Opportunities rarely look valuable in the beginning. Most people are looking for shiny opportunities. The successful ones are looking for overlooked value. There's a huge difference. The next morning, Peter did something that took courage. He asked the grocery owner if he could have the vegetables that were headed for the trash. Think about that for a second. Most people would have been too embarrassed to ask. Fear of rejection stops more businesses than lack of money ever will. The owner laughed. "Why would you want garbage?" Peter simply replied, "I don't want garbage. I want to make something valuable." That single sentence changed everything. Back home, Peter sorted through every vegetable. He cut away the damaged parts, saved everything that could still be used, borrowed a large cooking pot, gathered herbs growing nearby. And using the recipes his father had taught him, he made soup. Not just any soup, the kind that reminded people of home, the kind that made people stop what they were doing the moment they smelled it. Now here's something important. Peter still hadn't made a single dollar, but notice what he was doing. He wasn't chasing money. He was creating something people would genuinely appreciate. That's how wealth almost always begins. Not with asking, "How do I make money?" but asking, "How do I create value?" The next morning he carried the soup into town. Instead of demanding people buy it, he offered them something almost no one expects: a free taste. Then he wrote a simple sign: "If you like it, pay whatever you think it's worth." Now, would you have had the confidence to do that? Most people wouldn't. Because they're terrified nobody will pay. But Peter understood something that most entrepreneurs eventually learn. When people experience real value first, selling becomes much easier. The first customer hesitated. She wasn't sure. Then she took one spoonful, then another, then another. Suddenly her expression changed. She smiled. She reached into her pocket and paid more than Peter expected. One customer became 2. 2 became 10. Before long, people were gathering around the pot. Even the grocery owner, the same man who laughed at Peter the day before, couldn't believe those discarded vegetables had become something people genuinely wanted. That's another lesson. Never let someone else's opinion determine the value of your idea. Sometimes people laugh right before they become your customers. By the end of the day, Peter had sold every drop. He finally had money. But here's the part most people miss. He didn't celebrate. He didn't spend it. He reinvested it. He bought more ingredients. He looked for ways to improve. Then he made another smart decision. Instead of depending on discarded vegetables forever, he offered to help elderly neighbors care for their gardens in exchange for part of the harvest. See what happened? He wasn't just earning income anymore. He was building systems. One relationship created another opportunity. One opportunity created another source of supply. That's exactly how real businesses grow. Within weeks, people started coming back. Not because Peter had clever marketing, not because he had investors, because he consistently delivered value. His mother joined him. His younger sister helped. Soon they had enough work to hire neighbors who had been struggling just like they once were. That's when something incredible happened. Peter stopped creating income and started creating opportunities for other people. And if you study successful entrepreneurs, you'll notice this pattern over and over again. The bigger the problems they solve, the more lives they improve, the more wealth they tend to create. 6 months later, Peter had something almost unimaginable, his own storefront. The family that once worried about finding enough bread now had customers walking through their doors every single day. But my favorite part of the story happens next. One evening, Peter noticed another hungry boy standing outside. The look on that boy's face, it was the same look Peter remembered seeing in the mirror months earlier. Instead of simply giving him food, Peter invited him back the next day. Why? Because food solves today's problem. A skill can change someone's future. That's the difference between charity and opportunity. So what can we learn from Peter? Not once did money create his success. His success started with a recipe, a skill, the courage to ask, the willingness to create value, and the discipline to reinvest instead of consume. Money didn't create the opportunity created the money. And that's a lesson worth remembering, because if you're sitting there thinking, I'll start when I have enough money, maybe the better question is, what value can I create with what I already have? That single question has changed more lives than any amount of starting capital ever has. So let's go back to the question we started with. Can you really make money without money? Peter's story gives us the answer. He didn't start with capital. He didn't have investors. He didn't have the perfect business plan. What he had was a skill, the courage to take action, and the ability to see value where everyone else saw waste. That's why this story is so powerful. It reminds us that money is usually the result, not the starting point. The people who build lasting wealth don't sit around waiting for the perfect opportunity or the perfect bank account. They look at what they already have, their knowledge, their experience, their network, their time, and they ask one simple question: how can I create value for someone else? Because when you solve real problems, when you consistently create value, money has a way of following. So if you're waiting until you have more money before you start building the life you want, maybe today is the day you stop waiting. Take inventory of what you already know. Think about the skills you've developed, the problems you can solve, or the experiences you've lived through. Your greatest opportunity may already be in your hands. You just haven't looked at it that way yet. If you enjoyed this story and want to learn more timeless wealth principles that most people never get taught, subscribe to Wealth Whisperer. Every week, we break down the systems, psychology, and stories behind real wealth so you can build financial freedom one principle at a time. But before you go, Peter's story teaches one lesson that's easy to miss. Making money without money is only the first step. The real challenge isn't making your first dollar. It's building a system that keeps creating wealth long after that first success. That's exactly what I break down in my next video, the 4 wealth systems that quietly build financial freedom. If you've ever wondered why some people seem to build wealth almost effortlessly while everyone else stays stuck working harder every year, that video will completely change the way you think about money. Just click the video link below and I'll meet you there.